Hello and welcome to our Cohere, Weaviate, and LangChain hackathon hosted by LabLab AI, where we made our application to Tadabor. So here's our team. It's myself. I worked on the full stack development, LangChain, and Cohere. Omaima, and she created our Weaviate database, and Muhammad, who was our project manager. So the problem we are addressing is simplifying the process of drawing from the insights of the Quran. The reason it's difficult is because for non-Arabic speakers, the text is in Arabic, so unless if you speak Arabic, it can be a difficult process. Lots of the verses in the Quran are actually very deep and have historical context behind it. Supporting commentary and historical records are also in Arabic, making it very difficult for non-Arabic speakers, once again. And the English translations that are there can be challenging to understand and comprehend, as the attempts of translations are often done in Old English style. So we introduced Tadabor. This means, in Arabic, reflective contemplation, deep pondering, and thoughtful meditation on the verses of the Quran. Our solution leverages Cohere's generative AI and RAG feature to create a seamless Tadabor process for non-Arabic speakers. So I'll go ahead and do a quick demo. This is the website. You would just navigate to the Tadabor page and you would type in your topic of interest. So if I'm interested in patience, I would just type that in. I would select an emotion that I would be feeling and then just hit discover verses. Right now it's utilizing what I just entered as well as the Weaviate database to do a hybrid search, retrieving relevant tafsirs, and tafsirs you can think of as just commentary behind each verse, and returning that, sending it to the large language model from Cohere, as well as the user's query, and with that, the large language model is actually summarizing the user's query in relation to the related documents that Weaviate has returned. So, as we can see here, every document has an associated verse in the Quran. So what we are doing is we're displaying that verse both in Arabic and in English. And the user can see that there are 3 verses here, the top 3 verses that are related to their search and their emotion. Now the user can also see by clicking on this Explain tab, a summary of the tafsir that was generated from the Cohere large language model. It's not just any summary, it's actually taking into account the user's query, which in this case was patience, as well as their emotion, which was happiness. So it's actually crafting a very personalized summary of the tafsir in relation to patience in Islam and the user's emotion, which is happiness. And this is very beneficial if a user is not just looking for verses in the Quran, but also how this relates to their current emotion and mood. So they can go ahead and see that for every single verse, the related commentary in a very simplified English. Now let's say they want to take it a step further and do the actual Tadabur process. What this would mean is they want to do some pondering and deeper reflection. So they would just go ahead and, let's say they really liked this verse, and they would just click on the reflect on this button. What this does is it takes the verse, it takes the related commentary as well, and sends it to the Cohere model, asking it to generate 3 questions to help facilitate the process. And here we get 3 questions, and the user can now just answer these with maybe their friends, journal about it, or just think about it. So it's helping to facilitate the user get a deeper understanding of each verse that they're interested in. So here is the overall schema. I took the Ibn Kathir tafsirs in English, mapped every piece of tafsir in 500 word chunks to its associated verse in the Quran using Pandas. Then we passed it to Weaviate without vectors, and with the help of Weaviate's vectorizer and Cohere's text-to-vec, we were able to just request for the object vector in that text-to-vec vectorizer and send back the object vector to Weaviate, where we're storing all of these tafsirs. Now when the user types in their objective and their emotion, it'll perform a hybrid search in Weaviate and Weaviate will return the related tafsirs to Cohere. In addition, we're taking that user objective and emotion and also passing it to Cohere after some prompt engineering. And using chain.batch for every document, we're performing the query to get that summary that we saw. This then returns also not just the summaries, but the associated verses to the user. If the user wants to select a verse, we then again take the associated tafsir and the verse, send it to the Cohere large language model, and generate 3 questions for the user to do further tadabbur on. So here's just that overall if you want to see it in one photo. And these are just some future technical implementations that we hope to do. And the market size is we are targeting the Muslims who are non-Arabic speakers, which are growing at very large rates. In America alone, there are about 30,000 new converts every year who may not speak Arabic. And thank you so much for listening. We are the Data Dreamers. I really hope you enjoyed our product.